Anderson.
Here.
Moving on to 3, approval of agenda. I'll ask for a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Roll call.
Vogel? Yes. Anderson?
Yes.
Walters?
Yes.
DeVore?
Yes.
Sarchet?
Item 4, public hearing on vacating a storm sewer and overland flowage easement in Wolf Creek Townhomes Plat 13. It's time to close the regular meeting and open the public meeting on what I just mentioned. And when was the notice published?
December 30th.
Any written comments received for or against the proposed vacation of the easement?
No, sir.
This time I'd like to request a staff report on this, and Travis, I guess that's you.
So for council's consideration tonight is the vacation of a combined storm sewer and overland flowage easement, north property line of Wolf Creek Townhomes. What was just platted as Wolf Creek Townhomes Plat 13 between Wolf Creek Townhomes and Creekview Estates. On the final plat of Wolf Creek Townhomes Plat 13, this combined easement was replaced with 2 separate easements, a smaller storm sewer easement to more readily match the storm sewer that was installed, and then an overland flowage easement across the entire north property line to better reflect the actual flow being received from Creekview Estates. It essentially is a cleanup item that has already been replaced by the final plat of Wolf Creek Townhomes Plat 13.
Question? Doesn't sound like it. Anyone present who wishes to be heard for or against the proposed vacation of the easement? Hearing none, I need a motion to close the public hearing and reopen the regular meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Anderson?
Yes.
Walters?
Yes.
DeVore?
Yes.
Sarchet?
Yes.
Vogel? Yes.
So we'll move on to item A1 then. First reading of ordinance 2023-1000 vacating a storm sewer and overland flowage easement. I'll ask for a motion
Second.
and roll call.
DeVore?
Yes.
Sarchet?
Yes.
Vogel? Yes. Anderson?
Yes.
Walters?
Yes.
Item A2, waive second and third readings. Motion, please.
Is there any reason why we should wait? I don't see.
Doesn't seem like it for vacation of an easement.
That's already been addressed in enough manner, so.
So,
Is that a motion?
Sure.
second,
Roll call.
Sarchet?
yes.
Vogel?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Walters?
Yes.
DeVore?
Yes.
Great, thank you. Moving on to item number 5. A presentation from John Berg, Program Manager for the Iowa Department of Cultural Affairs. The reason I smiled is because I told John earlier he'd probably be on at 6:15, and it's only 6:03, so we are way ahead of schedule for him. So John, please come forward, will you, to the podium.
This is good, right here? All right. So, had a chance to meet with Mayor Karshins at the Iowa League of Cities Conference in Waterloo, and had a later conversation with him about the Iowa Great Places program. So, right now we have our application for Iowa Great Places designation open, so I'll just provide some general overview of the program, what it was to achieve. So just a little bit about me. I'm Program Manager for Arts and Community Development at the Iowa Arts Council. The Iowa Arts Council is the state arts agency under the division of the Iowa Department of Affairs. We empower Iowa to build and sustain culturally vibrant communities by connecting Iowa's places and points and pride that define our state. So the Iowa Arts Council is the arts arm of the Department of Cultural Affairs, and our mission is to cultivate creativity, participation, and learning in the arts. We administer funding, networking, and learning opportunities that support the arts culture in Iowa, and this includes the Iowa Great Places program. So this program was created in 2005, and with the idea of bringing communities and partners together to, again, cultivate unique and authentic qualities of their local places, such as neighborhoods, districts, regions, to make them great places to live and work. So currently there are 42 communities. They have all undertaken a public input process to create vision plans that are supported by multiple public and private partners. And that includes a shared community vision that values local cultural assets, goals that challenge the community to advance their quality of life, and strategies to achieve those goals and vision that involve significant public-private partnerships and collaboration and focus on the development of local regional assets in the areas of arts and culture, architecture, diversity, entrepreneurial incentives for business development, historical fabric, housing options, natural environment, and amenities. So, what may you ask are some of the ideas or incentives or benefits of the program? So this is a designation that certifies a local vision plan. Networking opportunities with other designated great places are involved in that designation. Professional development opportunities, as well as technical assistance and additional project or funding consideration in grant applications to state agencies. A number of those include the Iowa Department of Natural Resources, Iowa Department of Transportation, and Iowa Finance Authority. What this also includes is potential funding opportunities for vertical infrastructure projects, and those projects must be integrated with the shared community vision, as I mentioned earlier. When regions or areas are designated, currently with current funding levels, they are limited to one funded grant application per cycle, which at this point looks like about one every 10 years. And from fiscal years 2017 to 2023, the grant awards range from $31,380 to $400,000, with an average grant request award of just over $200,000. There also are elements of this that involve project endorsement, which have the benefit of additional consideration and funding from partner state agencies, and that I mentioned earlier. And we're looking for applicants that are either 501c3s or city entities that are eligible to apply for the designation. And again, like I mentioned, the designation period is currently open. And for newly designated communities, the deadline is March 10th. I kind of, in conversation with Mayor Carshins at different events and with the team, we're looking for communities that are bringing forward vision plans, that are looking into the next 10 years and what improving quality of life through cultural, historic, architectural assets would mean for your community's current residents and any future residents that you hope to locate. That's kind of the basis of my presentation, and would welcome any questions from you all. Feel like there's anything you'd like to learn about the program. I'm also hosting a virtual webinar this Wednesday at 10 a.m., which will be recorded, and I'll share that information with you all as well. But wanted to come here and provide a short presentation and I guess see if there are any questions.
More to come, I assume.
Thank you.
I mean, we'll talk a little more about that.
Yeah, so I had told John that we'd already appointed a working group to pursue this. Can you talk a little bit about the planning documents that go into making this happen? I think we talked about we have a comprehensive plan. That's really not what you're looking for, is for us to follow our comprehensive plan. You're looking for more.
Sure. When we look at and consider community's vision plan, a comprehensive plan is kind of like your roadmap to address a lot of the infrastructure, the things that are sort of the basic needs of a community, amongst other things. And a vision plan that we would, the top scoring communities that come into this program have a really defined vision in terms of what and who they are as a community or region. This really dives deeper into the authentic assets of the community, of those, a lot of those cultural pieces, who are the partners and projects that you hope to expand in order to achieve those goals beyond your general comprehensive plan. So this could be a subset of projects that are really going to authentically advance your community's goals in the realms of recreation, culture, arts, kind of what I bulleted earlier on. But yeah, it is definitely, it's beyond, it's taking it one step further beyond your regular comprehensive.
And we talked about the fact that we have a community visioning plan that we could draw from, but also there's a survey aspect of this too, isn't there?
Well, typically when when communities come into the designation process, they are reaching out to their community members and stakeholders to determine what some of the projects that they're looking for might be going to the next, in this case, 10 years. So a lot of times what happens in the community development process is you're getting stakeholder input through surveys, is one method, through charrettes or town meetings, to really get a solid handle on what the community's goals and what they want to see in their community. And a survey is a way to obtain a lot of times what communities look to gain that information. Going into a designation and visioning process to kind of validate those ideas.
Good stuff. That for me?
I think that's it, John.
Yeah.
We really appreciate you coming.
Thank you for your time and, yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, so we will move on then to item number 6, public comments. This is the time and place for comments for any item other than those that are a public hearing. Did anyone request to speak?
No, sir.
No. Thank you. So then we'll move on to item number 7 then, which is the consent items, and I will ask for a motion on that, please.
Second.
And roll call.
Vogel,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Walters,
Yes.
DeVore, Sarchet.
Okay, so we'll move on to item 8 then, Resolution 2023-03, approving the site plan and easements for Lakefront Office Park Lot 1. And Shane is here, so
Yes, you can't stand here, you want me to go up there?
we'd like you to come up here, please. Will you have anything to add to this?
Maybe.
Okay.
They should all be consistent.
Yeah.
Alright, so you need me to state my name, company,
Please.
and all that good stuff?
Yes,
Alright.
please.
Shane Perez, Iron House Properties, we hold that property at 1010 Tyler. We're proposing a just over 7,000 square foot retail strip center with a 1,000 square foot patio, primarily to house 2 hospitality entities, 1 restaurant, 1 cafe. That would leave 2 bays in the middle available for low traffic business type, warrior or something like that. We have created which is what the easements are referring to, a cross easement between our current plat at 905 West Bridge Road and 1010 Tyler, as we were a few parking stalls short with the new plat, so we have to utilize our current parking location. And then also shared usage of the monument sign and trash enclosures. I believe you guys have the site plan and renderings in front of you, so happy to answer any questions.
Pretty close to the same side as building as the one facing.
No, current building's about 4,700 square feet, so this one's about 7,300 square feet
Wow, okay.
with 30, roughly, with patio included, 3,400 of that dedicated to the restaurant.
Oh, okay. So I'm seeing 4,300 square feet, is that, am I looking at the wrong?
I think you're probably looking at the square footage of the lot, if you're looking at the site plan in the middle of the building. It's 43,000, that says 43,000.
Okay.
It's kind of hard to see with the tiny numbers.
Well, regardless, it would be doing my job very long up here if I got in the way of another restaurant. that may be the long and short of it there, which, is what it is. No, in all seriousness, I do think it's a good spot. Good addition, obviously, good side. It's something, you know, needed, even, accounting for the two middle tenants, but looks great. Love the patio. I would imagine for those, townhomes on, up the road, Edgewater, it would be about as least intrusive as a commercial entity's gotta be there, so.
Yeah,
Good stuff all the way around.
we've been, after talking to the ones directly behind us, we have been in talks with them as far as like buffer.
Yeah.
Making sure, you know, they just wanna make sure there's no loud music, we're not parking.
Yeah.
So they've popped into the office frequently.
And there is a pretty good buffer there.
There is, yeah, and we'll add more trees and stuff.
I just want to thank you for really investing in the community and continuing to invest in the community. These are going to be wonderful additions. I know you'll do a good job. You know, it'll look nice, and it'll be very, very welcome to lots of people that are coming through town and also those that are here that are looking for options as well. So anxious to see what that looks like.
Yes, very excited and appreciative of, and I like when we can come to a reasonable solution on obstacles. You know, it sounds like parking was an obstacle, but it sounds like we work together to figure it out. So we're not saying we're going to waive that. We're saying we're addressing it in a way that makes sense. So I appreciate, I don't know what went into those conversations, but appreciate the work on both sides.
A few months worth of stuff.
Yeah, I appreciate, like I said, arriving hopefully at a reasonable place that doesn't deviate too far. So, but the question for you now is, the minute people hear about this, they're gonna say, when's that restaurant opening? When's that restaurant opening? When's that restaurant opening? So before you even touch the ground, I'm sure you're already getting questions on the timing.
Theory,
But,
we passed tonight, open the break ground in the spring, which would us in the fall. That being said, the fact that we have a restaurant on one end and a cafe on the other will stagger those as to not to open them at the same time.
yes, I know the community will be very excited for another option.
So that is the goals, fall of this year.
As usual, my colleagues put it all very well said. We're excited about what you've done in Polk City so far and what you're planning on doing. I think this will be an asset. I'm sorry to hear there won't be any parties, but.
We're just not past
Just
a certain
quiet
hour.
parties.
We're just not past a certain hour.
But thank you, Shane. Thank you for investing in our.
Any other answer?
Motion to approve resolution 2020.
Just a second. Travis, you had something to add.
So the only thing I want to add is that the shared use agreement also includes ingress, egress, and bike rack. Just so that both those facilities, and from staff's perspective, the sharing of the parking, we don't see an issue with that simply because the uses of the two facilities are going to be peak hours at different times. So I think we're in and the developers addressed all of our staff comments, so.
So now we'll ask for a motion.
I don't know if I like being arm's length away from you. Motion to approve resolution 2020.
Second. Oh, go ahead.
Nope, you got it.
Roll call, please.
Anderson,
Yes.
Walters,
Yes.
DeVorak,
Yes.
Sarchet,
Yes.
Vogel.
Yes.
Thank you, Shane.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 2, second reading of ordinance 2022-2600, amending chapter 165-18 zoning regulations, off-street parking. I don't believe we have a report on this, so I'll ask for a motion to approve.
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Vogel,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Walters,
Yes.
DeVorak, Sarchet.
Yes.
Item 3, third reading of ordinance 2022-2500, rezoning Leonard Senior Living from R1 Single Family Residential to PUD Planned Unit Development. And I don't believe we have a presentation on that either. So I'll ask for a motion.
So move.
Second.
And roll call.
Walters,
Yes.
DeVorak,
Yes.
Sarchet,
Yes.
Vogel,
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes.
Item D, Snyder and Associates Engineering invoicing the amount of $29,962.75 for November services. Motion, please. Roll call.
Anderson.
Yes.
Walters.
Abstain.
Dvorak. Sarchet. Polk.
Yes.
And item 9, reports and particulars. Anything from staff?
I had something, we applied for Firehouse Subs grant in October and received news that we were granted it today. 2 new ticks for $26,690.
Congratulations.
Awesome.
Thank you.
For 2 new what?
Thermal imaging cameras, sorry, I should have said that. So basically, so we can see fire in walls or help with search, it'll detect heat sources, and ones we have currently are about 20 years old and on their last life, so it was a needed purchase.
I knew what that meant, chief.
I just figured it was important and she needed them. So
She'll let me
congratulations.
explain more.
Congratulations either way.
I just wanted the public
Yeah,
listening to know.
for their benefit,
Yes,
thank you.
right.
Well, I didn't know, so thank you. I like Dave, I assume it was.
So Chelsea then, anything?
I have
How about council?
I'll just, and I was gonna do this before, $26,000 came into us through chief, but, 6-month anniversary, I said this before, but I mean, again, fire department is a special place for me, and I can't say enough good things about how you've done, over the first 6 months. So, we got 2 new residents, that are being added to the department. I know it's not all about adding, to the staff, but being able to staff what we need to go out was a big deal. And, I think it's been a flawless 6 months, in my opinion. Very happy. So thank you and congratulations on these. Keep up the great work.
Piggybacking off that, Jeremy, what's the status of, is there somebody at camp? Academy, but yeah, right now.
We did clear out, Officer Whipple and Officer Wilson are both done with the academy,
Okay.
finishing out their field trip.
Well, fast for me, but I'm sure it didn't go so fast for them.
No.
I just didn't remember when that was, so that's great.
Yeah,
Thank
they
you.
graduated.
Perfect, thanks.
So Carla, I can't see you, chief. I did have a question for you. So when you came into this position, we were down how many fire department personnel, and where are we now?
I've hired 10. We are at 37 out of 45 roster.
So we were 27 out of 45. Scary. I mean, that coverage is everything.
Okay, great. Thank you. Anything else from a council member? I don't really have anything either, so I will ask for a motion to adjourn. All in,
second.
thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. We are adjourned.